The 997 Gen 2 moved to a direct injection motor. There are now two fuel pumps, the low pressure pump in the tank and a high pressure pump that's run off the left side camshaft indicated by the red arrow. This is actually a very easy job. It's just time consuming if you do it correctly and more time consuming if you try and take shortcuts. While you may be able to find places that will tell you you don't need to move this and that, in the end you will only cause yourself more time and headaches than if you do it correctly. You're going to be working around fuel here and high pressure fuel lines at that. Let's start with some safety precautions. Always work in a well-ventilated area free from any source of ignition like hot water heaters or incandescent shop lights. As always, when you are working on your vehicle, you should be wearing safety glasses, but now is a good time to get some chemically resistant gloves as well. Make sure the car is stone cold and as depressurized as possible. These cars hold fuel pressure for a long time. If possible, let it sit for a few days, but overnight at a minimum. The pressure at the injectors is 1,700 pounds, so the longer you let it sit, the better. Most importantly, have a properly rated and fully charged fire extinguisher ready and know how to use it. I recommend, especially if this is the first time you are doing this, that you remove the rear bumper guard, exhaust, and engine carrier. You will find links to all of these tasks at the end of this video. While this may seem like a lot of work, it really will help speed things up and give you the angles to see, remove, and reinstall things correctly. With everything out of the way, you will have access to the high-pressure fuel pump. It is protected by a cover plate indicated by the red arrow. Drain the coolant using a 6mm Allen red arrow. You're going to be removing the line on the thermostat housing to the left of the plug. Some people try and jam a plug in to stop the flow, but I find this is a really good time to give the system a good flush and refill. Your choice. You will be working on both the electrical connector for the pump, red arrow, along with the line into the thermostat housing indicated by the blue arrow. Squeeze in on the clip on the electrical connector and pull it down and out from the pump, red arrow. Use a set of needle nose pliers and gently squeeze in the connector and separate the electrical line and set it aside, red arrows. Use an E10 Torx and remove the fastener holding the coolant line to the cover plate. Again, using an E10 Torx, remove the single screw, red arrow, holding the bracket to the line on the plate. Pull the line out from the housing. Even though you have drained the coolant, additional coolant will flow out, so be prepared to catch it. This is where some people who didn't drain the coolant try and plug the hole. Always replace the two gaskets on the line, red arrow. Move the coolant line out of the way, blue arrow. Next, remove the 3 E10 Torx screws holding the cover in place, red arrows. Remove the 3 E10 Torx screws holding the protection bracket in place and remove the bracket, red arrows. Before you remove the final two mounting screws, unscrew the fuel line fittings. Use a 17mm wrench, red arrow, and a 14mm wrench, blue arrow. Use care on these fittings. They should unscrew easily and have no damage to the threads. If the threads are damaged, you need to replace them. Fuel is going to spill out here, especially from the high pressure line. Be prepared to catch it. It's a good idea to cover the fittings with a rag while you are breaking these loose, especially if you have not had the opportunity to let the car sit for a long time. Use an E10 Torx and remove the two remaining fasteners, red arrows. Wiggle and pull the pump straight back and out. Note the orientation of the pump flanges for reinstallation. There is a nub, green arrow, on one of the flanges that must sit in the corresponding opening in the motor. Always lubricate the O-ring with Klu'berplus Gel or equivalent. Here you can see how there is a deeper cutout in the flange in the motor that needs to be lined up with it. Installation is the reverse of removal. If the pump does not go back in easily, then you do not have the flanges lined up correctly. Do not try and force it. Lightly lubricate the fuel line threads with Porsche high-pressure fuel line thread lubricant and easily hand thread the fittings onto the lines. Do not cross-thread them, and if you do, replace them. Torque all of the E10 fasteners to 13 Newton meters or 9.5 foot-pounds, and the fuel line fittings to 20 Newton meters or 15 foot-pounds. You will now need to bleed the fuel injection system through your diagnostic tool. Please follow the link provided at the end of this video for additional assistance with that task. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.